back with another video. I know I've been going for a little while, but I've been working on my other channel, and I also have a 9 to 5 I've been working at. So, you know, life is life, but I'm back, and there's a lot going on that I heard about, but I just haven't seen any videos on it or nothing about Trump and Elon going at war. So let's get right to it. Let's go. We at the Midas Touch channel. Let's get it.
Interview criticized the one big, beautiful bill, saying he was disappointed.
So, you know, I was like disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
I mean, is it just me, or does this guy look completely broken? All those Mar-a-Lago trips, forcing down Costco steaks lathered in ketchup, watching this insufferable dance move, only to find yourself on the opposite end of the spectrum regarding, you know, the very thing that you were brought into the administration to reduce: spending.
Influence. I wondered whether you have decided yet how much you're going to spend on the upcoming midterms. Is it, you spent a lot more money on the last US election than you envisaged when you were speaking here 3 years ago. Are you going to continue to spend at that kind of level on future elections?
I think in terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
Is it because of blowback?
Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it. I do not currently see a reason.
During Trump's presser today, in which he once again lambasted reporters for, I don't know, daring to quote directly from publications criticisms of his tariff policy.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? Because we have $14 trillion now invested, committed to investing when Biden didn't have practically anything. This country was dying. You know, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. I went to Saudi Arabia. The king told me, he said, you got the hottest, we have the hottest country in the world right now. 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that.
A dead country? I'm not saying we had the most perfect country, but a dead country? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know if the guy from Saudi Arabia actually said that. But let me know how y'all feel down in the comment section. Y'all believe him on that? Do y'all believe that our country was dead 6 months ago? Come on, bro.
It's called negotiation. You set a number that, but don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. Go ahead. To me, that's the nastiest question.
While also struggling cognitively to just understand questions.
When could the administration resume the interviews for foreign students visa? When do you think your administration could resume these interviews?
On what?
For the foreign student visa. Yesterday there was...
for the French visa?
For the French, but all the foreign students.
Oh, for the foreign visas? What are you referring? Foreign visas for what? Are you talking about for colleges?
College
okay, so you're off of Israel. Now you're talking about colleges, right?
Yes, now.
Okay.
He was then asked to comment on another of his bromances gone sour, seeing as Vladimir Putin seems to just be laughing off his strong words by continuing his onslaught on Ukraine.
Yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him. but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all. I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people. And something happened to this guy, and I don't like it.
He's always been a brutal tyrant, but do you think those comments mean a change from the White House? Are we going to see sanctions, or does President Trump just wash his hands of this whole thing?
Well, I think it's something to hope for, Rich. I do. But the president has always had a very odd conception of Vladimir Putin. I think he's thought that he and Putin could be kind of friends and partners and could make deals together and so on. I don't think Putin has changed. I don't know what the president's talking about.
But Elon Musk has continued his strong criticism of Trump's signature policies, going from tariffs.
I just want to emphasize that the tariff decision is entirely up to the president of the United States. I will weigh in with my advice with the president, which he will listen to my advice, but then it's up to him, of course, to make his decision. I've been on the record many times as saying that I believe lower tariffs are generally a good idea for prosperity. But this decision is fundamentally up to the elected representative of the people, being the president of the United States. So, I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do.
To the big, beautiful bill. As we know, last week, the US House of Representatives narrowly passed what Trump calls his big, beautiful bill, which includes multi-trillion-dollar tax breaks and a pledge to increase defense spending. Of course, it will now head to the Senate for a vote. But Musk told BBC that he was, quote, disappointed by the plan, which he felt, quote, undermines the work that he did for the president.
So, I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
I actually thought that when this big, beautiful bill came along. I mean, everything he's done on Doge gets wiped out in the first year.
I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. My personal opinion.
But it sounds like someone feels a little used to the tune of $250 million. When asked, however, about Musk's criticisms of the bill, Trump just didn't acknowledge him, even by name at all, it seems, in a long-winded response, which, did nothing to address concerns not only voiced by Elon, but many Republican colleagues.
To the future, yeah.
Mr. President, Elon Musk in a television interview criticized the one big, beautiful bill, saying he was disappointed it didn't cut enough, essentially, that it undercut the Doge efforts. What's your reaction to that?
Well, the reaction's a lot of things. Number one, we have to get a lot of votes. We can't be cutting. We need to get a lot of support, and we have a lot of support. We had to get it through the House. The House was. We have no Democrats. If it's up to the Democrats, they'll take the 65% increase. If that doesn't get approved, this country is going to have a 65% increase in taxes and lots of other problems, big problems, almost bigger than that.
Through Rula, it's easier to connect with a therapist who specializes in you.
But we'll have a 65% increase as opposed to the largest tax cut in the history of our country. We will be negotiating that bill, and I'm not happy about certain aspects of it, but I'm thrilled by other aspects of it. That's the way they go. It's very big. It's the big, beautiful bill, but the beautiful is because of all of the things we have. The biggest thing being, I would say, the level of tax cutting that we're going to be doing. We're going to make people really be able to, we'll have the lowest tax rate we've ever had in the history of our country, and tremendous amounts of benefit are going to the middle income people of our country, low and middle income people of our country. So we're going to see what happens, because the Senate, as you know, is negotiating with us, and they have to then go back to the House, and, it's got a way to go. But, I have to say, Speaker Johnson and Thune have done an incredible job. John Thune has done a fantastic job, and they're working together with me and others. And I think we have an amazing, if we pull this off, remember, we have 0 Democrat votes because they're bad people. There's something wrong with them. They'll let people pour into our country. Single biggest problem is we had 21 million people pour into our country, probably higher than that. And they're people that weren't supposed to be here. And many of those people are bad. Murderers, drug dealers, the mentally insane. They were closing mental institutions all over the world, not South America, all over the world. They're coming into our country and we're getting them out. And we're having a hard time because some judges aren't making it very easy for us. And it's tough enough. They approved that. They allowed that to happen to our country. We don't have one Democrat vote. And if I were a Democrat, I'd be voting for this bill and I'd get elected to any position I want as a Democrat. They're crazy. They're voting for a 65% tax increase. And they're only doing it for hatred. They're not doing it for any reason. They know it's terrible. Terrible politics, in my opinion. But so we have no Democrat votes. That means we have to get almost all Republican votes. And I think we're very close to doing that. I think it'll be very successful. Yeah, please.
And the thing is, we've seen this distance grow between both billionaires, especially with Elon Musk, who is no longer dancing around in dark MAGA hats and basically writing every SNL skit to come, but he's actually distancing himself from politics as a whole in the wake of Tesla's sales plummeting. Musk soon came to realize that not only his colleagues, but consumers weren't exactly fond of the tariffs that the man he was cozying up to was implementing, but also the sheer overreach of oligarchs like himself and Trump. And they hit him where oligarchs can only really feel it, in their wallet.
To Elon Musk, saying he will spend significantly less time in Washington and step back from his work with Doge, as Tesla reported a more than 70% decline in profit for the first 3 months of the year.
I think starting probably in next month, May, my time allocation to Doge will drop significantly.
The world's richest man insisting he will stay with the Trump administration, at least part-time, but will focus on his business.
Starting next month, I'll be allocating far more of my time to Tesla.
But the thing is, if anyone's been paying attention to the trajectory of Donald Trump's relationships, then you know that this was inevitable. It's all love and games with Trump's brilliant appointees and companions until it's not. Run the tape again.
2016, you said that. I'm going to surround myself with only the best and most serious people. Vice President Mike Pence is running against you. Yeah. Your ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, she's running against you. Your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said he's not supporting you. You mentioned National Security Advisor John Bolton. He's not supporting you either. You mentioned Attorney General Bill Barr, says you shouldn't be president again, calls you the consummate narcissist and troubled man. You recently called Barr a gutless pig. Your second defense secretary is not supporting you, called you irresponsible. This week, you and your White House called your White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, weak and ineffective and born with a very small brain. You called your acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, a born loser. You called your first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, dumb as a rock, and your first Defense Secretary, James Mattis, the world's most overrated general. You called your White House Press Secretary, Kayleigh Canadian, milquetoast, and multiple times you've referred to your Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, as Mitch McConnell's China-loving wife. So, why did you hire all of them in the first place?
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MidasTouch.
There y'all have it. They just beefing. Trump, I don't know what the hell he's talking about nowadays, bro. Like, what, bro? This isn't a government. It is a horrible reality show. Facts. Our country is dead because you killed it, Taco. Facts. Trump gave a word salad answer with a side of lies and insults. I was about to say fries, which is crazy. Tesla will be finished in less than 5 years. Elon deserves everything coming for him once Trump is out of office. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. They're both freaking idiots, man. I don't know why Elon would even trust in Trump. Vice versa. They're both fucking idiots. Make sure you put what y'all feel down in the comment section. I know I was on my phone a whole video. I was listening. I was just editing my other videos on my phone while I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Trying to multitask. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on the channel, and we're going to get back to staying consistent. I promise y'all. I love y'all. Peace and love, baby. We out.